What if the reason you feel tired at 3 p.m., struggle with stubborn belly fat, deal with constant cravings, or wake up feeling foggy, isn't a lack of willpower but the hidden sugar quietly running your metabolism every single day? The average American consumes far more added sugar than recommended, often without realizing it, because sugar hides in salad dressings, pasta sauces, flavored coffee, protein bars, yogurt, breakfast cereals, and even healthy snacks labeled low-fat or natural. So I decided to remove all added sugars for 30 days, not fruit, not whole foods, but strictly added sugars and ultra-processed sweets to see what would actually happen inside the body when the constant glucose spikes stopped. The first 3 to 5 days were the most uncomfortable. I experienced noticeable cravings, mild headaches, irritability, and a surprising level of mental distraction around food, which makes sense because sugar stimulates dopamine, the brain's reward neurotransmitter, and frequent exposure can condition the brain to expect quick hits of pleasure. When that stimulation is removed, your brain temporarily reacts, almost like it's recalibrating. During that first week, I also became aware of how often I reached for something sweet out of habit rather than hunger, especially during stress or boredom, which highlighted the behavioral component of sugar consumption. By the end of week 1, cravings began to decrease, and by week 2, something important shifted. My energy became dramatically more stable. Previously, a sweet snack would give me a fast burst of alertness followed by a crash caused by a rapid blood sugar spike and a strong insulin response. Once insulin moves glucose into cells, blood sugar can drop quickly, leaving you tired and reaching for more sugar. Without those spikes and crashes, my focus remained steady throughout the day, and the typical afternoon slump became much less intense. Sleep quality also seemed to improve slightly, possibly because more stable blood sugar supports better nighttime hormonal balance. By week 3, physical changes were more noticeable: reduced bloating, less water retention, and a subtle decrease in abdominal puffiness. High intake of added sugars, especially from ultra-processed foods, is often associated with increased sodium intake and low fiber consumption, both of which can contribute to water retention and digestive discomfort. As I removed sugary processed foods, I naturally consumed more whole foods, proteins, healthy fats, and my digestion felt smoother, likely due to improved fiber intake and a more balanced gut environment. Excess sugar can negatively influence gut microbiota balance, and while this wasn't a lab-measured experiment, subjectively my digestion improved and I felt less heavy after meals. Another significant change was mental clarity. Brain fog decreased, decision-making felt sharper, and I noticed fewer mood swings. Research suggests that chronic high sugar intake may contribute to inflammation and insulin resistance over time. And while 30 days is not a cure, reducing added sugar may help improve metabolic flexibility, the body's ability to switch between burning glucose and fat for fuel. By the end of the 30 days, I did lose a modest amount of weight, most of which likely came from reduced water retention initially. But more importantly, my appetite regulation improved. I felt satisfied longer after meals, likely because meals centered around protein, fiber, and healthy fats digest more slowly and promote satiety hormones. Perhaps the most surprising shift was in taste perception. Foods like berries, carrots, and even almonds tasted sweeter than before, suggesting that taste buds adapt when overstimulation from added sugars decreases. This experiment wasn't about demonizing sugar or promoting extreme restriction. Moderation and individual health considerations always matter, and anyone with medical conditions such as diabetes should consult a qualified healthcare professional before making dietary changes, but it clearly demonstrated how powerful reducing added sugar can be for stabilizing energy, reducing cravings, improving digestive comfort, and enhancing mental clarity. The biggest lesson wasn't that sugar is toxic or that perfection is required. It was that many common symptoms people normalize: energy crashes, bloating, constant hunger, brain fog may be closely linked to frequent added sugar intake. And even a 30-day reset can reveal how differently your body functions when blood sugar levels are more stable and inflammation is potentially reduced.